Good morning, students. As we have started with the 9th standard science, biology chapter, diversity in living organisms. The name itself tells you diversity. Nearly 1.6 million species of organisms we find on the earth. So just for our convenience, scientists have started making the classification of these organisms. So as you know, students, in the different kingdoms they have classified. Kingdom Monera, Protista, Mycota, Plantae and Animalia. So till Plantae we have completed in our previous classes. So today let us study about the kingdom Animalia. All types of animals which are all heterotrophs, means the organisms which cannot prepare their own food. So all these organisms comes under the kingdom Animalia. So not only these are heterotrophs, students, the organisms which are multicellular, well-developed body organization. So all these characteristics comes under the kingdom Animalia. But further we are dividing the kingdom Animalia in mainly with the two types called as invertebrates and the vertebrates. As you have studied in your lower classes, what is the meaning of invertebrates? Yes, the organisms which are not having the backbone, which are not having the vertebral column, right? So if it is absent, those organisms comes under invertebrates, right? So kingdom Animalia is divided as the first one, invertebrates. What's the meaning of invertebrates? Without vertebral column. Without vertebral column. So these organisms are called as the invertebrates, right? So under invertebrates there are of 8 phylum. Further we are classifying, students, the organisms based on their body organization. So we are giving the name as the phylum. So under invertebrates we are going to get 8 phylum. Phylum Porifera, phylum Coelenterata, phylum Platyhelminthes, phylum Nematodes. As the words are very simple, students, easy to remember. No, you have to practice spellings, everything, right? So nematodes. Next one, phylum Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and the last one is Echinodermata. Right, students, this is half of the kingdom Animalia, right? So kingdom Animalia is divided into two groups. The first group is invertebrates. Invertebrates nothing but without the vertebral column, which are with the 8 phylum. Let me repeat once, students. Phylum Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes or nematodes, both are same. Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca and Echinodermata. Okay. After invertebrates, next comes the group that is called as Protochordata. Protochordata. Next comes Chordata or vertebrates. Is it visible till there, students? Yes. Protochordata and vertebrata. Students, as we know, actually vertebrates we are going to explain as a chordates. Chorda nothing but our backbone, vertebral column, right? So the animals which are having the chorda are called chordates, which are also called as the vertebrates, vertebral column or chorda, right? Which are not having vertebral column or chorda are non-chordates, right? Non-chordates or invertebrates, vertebrates or chordates. So this classification is under the path of evolution. So the evolution starts with the invertebrates, then comes protochordata, means these organisms are not so well developed like a chordates, but you can't say without vertebral column, right? The intermediate stage of few animals, those are called as protochordates. What are all the characteristics? Examples we will study step by step. Coming to the last one, vertebrates. What's the meaning of vertebrates now? With vertebral column. The organisms which are having vertebral column are called as the vertebrates. Vertebrates we are again further divided into 5 classes. We are divided into 5 classes. The first one, class Pisces. Next, Amphibia, Reptilia. Next, Aves and Mammalia. Right? So again with the 5 classes, the class Pisces, about the fishes we are going to discuss. The class Amphibians. Okay? Next class Reptilia, class Aves and class Mammals. What's the meaning? Examples, characteristics we will study one by one. So what are all we are going to discuss under Kingdom Animalia, students? This much now we have to cover. Hope you are understanding? Right. Take down this chart. The invertebrates, students, without backbone, keep it in the mind. First phylum, that is phylum Porifera. What is the meaning of Porifera? Porous means pores, okay? Ferae means to bear. Organisms which are having holes on their body. They are having pores on their body. So these are called as Porifera. Here is one example of the Porifera called Cycon. This is an organism, students. Its name is Cycon. Don't get confused, okay? Yes. So here what I have done now, this is one substratum. Substratum means, imagine like a rock is there. On the rock, you are getting this organism. Don't get confused, it is not a plant, it's an organism. Okay? So, on the substratum, on the rocks or some twig, tree, twig, trunk, something is there on that. Means attached to something, these organisms will grow. Right? See the body, they are having pores on their body. Pores are present. So, these pores are called ostia. And here is one large pore and this is called osculum. Ostia and the osculum. Where we find the phylum Porifera? These are all aquatic. Especially these are marine. You know the meaning of marine, freshwater and all, right? So you will get it in the marine water. There is only 1 or 2 examples of Porifera which you will get it in the fresh water. Other all you are going to get in sea, ocean and all. Right? So marine. Are they having legs, hands, mouth, eyes? No, they are not having any organs. These are not having the organs, students. Only these are having different types of cells. So we are explaining as this is having cellular level of organization. Cellular level of organization. What is the meaning? these organisms are made up of cells. Different types of cells are there, but there is no tissue, students. Group of cells we are going to call it as tissue. Tissue level of organization is not there. This is having only cellular level of organization. Okay, and these are sessile. What's the meaning of sessile? They can't move from one place to another place. As they are not having the legs and all, they can't move. They are attached to something. Then how they are going to take their food, respiration, excretion and all, students? Yes. See, these are having the ostia. Ostia means pores on the body. Where you find them? In the water. In the water, oxygen is dissolved. The water current, the flow of water, it might be carrying some of the small organisms. Those organisms will enter the body through these pores. Okay, through these small pores, the water will enter inside the body. The water which is entering, what dissolved oxygen it is carrying, and the small organisms, that is the food and respiration for this Psychon or Porifera. Right? The water will enter through the ostia and it will be out through the osculum. Imagine one room is there with a window and the door. Through window something will come, through the door it will exit. Correct? So osculum is quite bigger than the ostia. So through the ostia, again the water will go out from the body. While going out, it will carry the deoxygen, means carbon dioxide. It may be excretory waste materials. That all it will carry. It will go along with the water flow. So like this we find digestion, respiration, excretion in such organisms. Because they are not having specific organs and organs. Tissue only is not there, students. Leave about the organ. Okay, so cellular level of organization, this type we find in case of sponges. And how the body is made up of? Are they having the skeleton like us? No, we don't find. These are having the structure called spicules. The body, if you open and observe, it is made up of silicone type of the material, that is called as the spicules or spongin fiber. Spicules or spongin fibers. Okay, with this the body of the Porifera is made up of. Examples for the group Porifera like Psychon. It may be Euplectilla. Example. The Psychon will take down, students. Euplectilla, Spongilla, name of the organisms. Spongilla, Euspongia, okay. So because of all this, its one more common name is there. The phylum Porifera are also called sponges. Not sponge what you are using. Sponges, the common name. Because the members are Euspongia, Spongilla. Because of these names, there is a common word to the phylum Porifera, that is sponges. Okay. Why we have to study all these, students? As these are in the water, there is no use. One thing you know, in the beginning only I told, these are all heterotrophs. They can't prepare their own food. Okay, whatever the small organisms comes along with the water current, that is the food. Then what's the use of studying all this? One thing, these are all having the economic importance. What's the economic importance? These are Spongilla, Euplectilla and all. Water, the skeleton, means the spicules you will get to. They will keep it in their house as a decorative materials. Okay, one thing. And whatever the spicules is remaining, that they will use it for cleaning purpose. purposes, because as the spicules are quite sharper, so they will use it in cleaning the tiles, car. So washing purposes, they will use the skeleton of the porifera. What is the skeleton? That is the spicules. Right, students? So this is about the information phylum Porifera. Okay. So these are marine. Only one or two species are freshwater, having cellular level of organization. These are sessile, means attached to something. These are not motile. And the body is made up of spicules or called spongin fibers. Examples like Cyclone, Euplectilla, Euspongia, Spongilla. These are all the examples. What about reproduction, students? The last one. Yes, the reproduction takes place by the method called asexual. Right? See, here I have done one small cyclone. What is this? This is the budding process. Right? So there is one outgrowth. It will detach from the body and it will grow as a new organism. So asexual type of reproduction takes place in the phylum Porifera. Right, students? So this much about the first phylum.
Sponges. Sponges belongs to the phylum Porifera. As you can see, the varieties of the sponges with the different colors. As we have discussed, we get sponges in the marine water. One or two species are available in the freshwater also. You can see the pores on their body called as ostia. There is a large opening called as osculum. All general features we have discussed, students. Just to see, as I told you, as a decorative purposes, they will take the skeleton of the sponges. See another variety. You will get them in the colony. In a group you are going to get. As you can see, they are all attached to some substratum. You don't find any nervous system and all. See how huge this one. Like this, different structures we find in case of sponges. Another variety. See how can you get it in the groups, in the colony. See the skeleton, it is made up of spicules. It's one of the calcium. Quite hard it will be. In the deep ocean, at the bottom, you are going to get these sponges. So many varieties you can get it here. Because of these attractive shapes and all, they will keep it as a decorative pieces.
Next phylum we will discuss in our next class. Take on today's home assignment. What are invertebrates and vertebrates? Second one, write the general features of phylum Porifera. Students, hope you know general features means where you find, how is the body structure, what is the level of organization, how is their digestion, respiration, excretion, reproduction. About all this you are writing point wise, that is nothing but called general features. Fine, students? Right. Remaining in the next class. Thank you. Have a good day.